Shalom. All praise to Yahawashi Yahawashi. This lesson is called The Height of Yahawashi, the physical height of Yahawashi. Trying to fix this thing. Okay, this is Isaiah 43 and 1. It say, "Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground." So it say he shall grow. Now, there's a brother on YouTube by the name of Judah Israel who went into the depiction of Yeshua or Yahawashi. Now he said that the Romans or the Romans noted the physical attributes of Yahawashi or Yeshua, and they said he was short and he had a hunchback and he had an undeveloped beard. So we can go into that. Now, the next scripture I'm going to show you is going to give more accurate hints on the attributes of Jesus in the Bible, or in the Bible of Yahawashi. This is Luke 20, Luke 2 and 52. It's saying, and it say, which was the son of Matthias. 1 second. Luke 2 and 52. It's saying, and Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. So it said he increased in wisdom and stature. So stature means like status, basically. Now this is second Esdras 2 and 43, the missing books of the Bible. But if you have a 1611, this is in there with the New and the Old Testaments. It's saying, and in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature. So Jesus Christ increased in stature when we read in Luke. Now this say a young man in high stature, taller than all the rest. Now he was taller in appearance, but he was high in position. It say, then all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marvel at greatly. So this is Ezra in the spirit writing this. It said he was higher in stature and taller than the rest. So where did Luke get that from? Luke got that from the scriptures, Ezra, because Luke was a historian. You know what I'm saying? He was a historian. So he wrote that he increased in stature. I mean, he increased in wisdom, and then he increased in stature. Now, let's go to Revelations. Revelations 1 and 14. It's saying, now I'm going to start at 13. It's saying, and in the midst of the seven candlesticks, golden, the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. See, it said one like unto the Son of Man because the Son of Man had the attributes to change his appearance. So when Judah Israel said that Yahawashi was a short man, in that particular session or that particular time, he had the attributes to look like a normal regular guy. It say his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace, and his voice sound like many waters. So it say, in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, one like unto the Son of Man, because he had different appearance. It's saying, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So when they say that one like unto the Son of Man had different appearances. And we can go to Mark 9 and 2 to verify that. This is Mark chapter 9, verses 2. It say, and after 6 days, Jesus taking with him Peter and James and John and leadeth them up into a high mountain, apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. So he transfigured, and his raiment became shining exceeding white as snow, so as no fuller on the earth can white them, so as no fuller on earth can white them. So he transfigured. So when Judah Israel said that Yahawashi or Yeshua was a short man, and giving the account that the Greeks or the Romans wrote, and they record of him, they said that he was 3 meters, 3 cubits. I mean, he was 3 cubits and short in stature. That's not necessarily true, because I read in Second Ezra where it said that he was. It's saying, in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and he was more exalted, with which I marvel at greatly. So I can say that it could be possibly true that he was 3 cubits, but at the same time, we got a body in scripture that shows you that Christ changed his apparel and he changed his attributes, you know what I'm saying, within the scripture. So when they say one like unto the Son of Man, there's many attributes that the Son of Man came and he looked at exceedingly different. That's why people didn't recognize him sometimes. After the crucifixion, they was doubting that was him. Shalom.